Welcome to the virtual meeting presentation for I-90 Exit 63 Interchange Study. I'm Jenica Wilcox with FHU, a transportation engineering company located in South Dakota that has been hired by South Dakota Department of Transportation to conduct the studies and design for the I-90 Exit 63 interchange in Box Elder, South Dakota. To learn more information about the overall project and need for the project, please review video number 1 on the website. And for more detail regarding each feasible alternative, please review video number 2. This video will focus on the screening evaluation of the 6 feasible alternatives for the project and more detail on the most technically feasible interchange alternative. This presentation will last approximately 8 minutes. A PDF of this presentation is also available on the project website if you'd like to go back and review certain information more closely. As part of the interchange study, the project team developed screening criteria for all 6 feasible interchange alternatives. The screening criteria included safety and traffic operations, measuring how the alternatives improved traffic flow and met driver expectations, evaluating how individual properties are impacted and the magnitude of those impacts, potential Ellsworth Air Force Base impacts, the ability to preserve the accident protection zone for the base and facilitate movements to and from Ellsworth Air Force Base, physical impacts such as extents of the alternative impacts, potential historic property impacts, potential noise impacts, potential wetland, railroad, and floodplain impacts, and other environmental considerations, compatibility with existing community plans, construction phasing and implementation, and the ability to meet design criteria and the impacts that this has on intersection spacing, control of access, and interchange ramp configurations. This all has a direct impact on minimizing traffic congestion and safety. And finally, the ability to provide for future pedestrian and bicycle accommodations. As we start to break down each piece of the alternatives and evaluate each element within these alternatives, we find that some of the screening criteria categories we are not able to differentiate a difference, identifying either a pro or a con to the feasible alternative. We then started to notice categories that we saw large differences in the key differentiators to the project and how the interchange would function. The 3 main key differentiators that rose to the top were safety, floodplain accommodations, and overall environmental considerations. Working through the key differentiators in the screening criteria, note the red indicates a least desirable situation, and green indicates most desirable situation. Starting with the safety screening criteria, note that overall, the DDI scores higher on safety and traffic operations on the Highway 1416 options, as a result of difficulty achieving acceptable intersection spacing through the corridor with a standard diamond. With heavy traffic movements to and from Rapid City, the DDI performs better from a safety aspect, minimizing conflict points and traffic congestion by allowing for free-flowing traffic on the heaviest movements within the interchange. Driver expectations scores higher for Highway 1416 alternatives, as this has been the historic direction of travel at existing Exit 63. Traffic operations were also better on Highway 1416 feasible alternatives because of fewer turning movements and signals. These alternatives were also able to achieve a better control of access spacing, improving safety throughout the corridor. Overall, the DDI scores the highest in all of these categories for overall safety, both vehicles and pedestrians, and minimizing traffic congestion. For the floodplain accommodations, we have noted there are multiple impacts to the project due to need for additional structures necessary to accommodate existing creeks and tributaries. We also note that all the alternatives score very similar without any key differentiators being observed between the feasible alternatives, as this is a similar issue across all alternatives. In summary, the floodplain impact, although there are noted needs across all feasible interchange alternatives, doesn't impact the overall scoring. For the safety and traffic operations category, the Westgate Road interchange scores poorly because of the lack of intersection spacing and the increase in access locations. The Highway 1416 alternatives score significantly higher, with the DDI obtaining the highest score because of the ability to provide a safer roadway with fewer conflict points between vehicles as well as for pedestrians. The DDI would also decrease traffic congestion, with the most notable significance over the other alternatives. The Highway 1416 feasible interchange alternatives see the least amount of impacts to adjacent property owners, and the most specifically, the DDI provides the least amount of impacts, in particular to the Rapid City Pier and Eastern Railroad. The Northern Highway 1416 alignment scores significantly higher across all three feasible alternatives because of fewer impacts to the railroad and fewer impacts to right-of-way. When all of the screening criteria are summarized, the diverging diamond at the current I-90 exit 63 location with a Northern Highway 1416 alignment scores the highest, referred to as Technically Feasible Alternative 3B. As described in greater detail previously, the key reasons this alternative is technically feasible is it decreases traffic congestion, the alternative increases safety, it has fewer impacts to adjacent property owners, and the Rapid City Pier and Eastern Railroad. This alternative is also in line with existing community plans, and there is the ability to maintain traffic during construction. Where do we go from here? The interchange modification draft report will be submitted for federal record. All known environmental indicators will be recorded to support the environmental study and federal NEPA clearances, and preliminary design development will proceed through next year. Final design is anticipated to proceed in 2022. Construction activities are anticipated to begin spring 2026 and continue through the end of 2029. The project team will be accepting public feedback regarding this project until February 20th. To provide your comments, please visit the feedback section on our project website. Thank you so much for taking the time to view this presentation and learn a little more about this upcoming construction project. We are proud to be improving the infrastructure through Box Elder and to be able to adapt to the changing needs of our community. To reiterate, all comments are due by February 20th, 2021. Thank you.